The Sidney Rhodes Show. Facebook, Sidney J. Rhodes Jr. Follow us at Sidney J. Rhodes Jr. The Sidney Rhodes Show. You're on the right road. Sidney Rhodes Show. I really look forward to getting both sides of this argument because obviously, our children are at stake, and this is national. This is not just state. This is not the state. This is just a national situation. So I really want to get both sides. Now, I'll give a little message to Mrs. Betsy Devos. Obviously, you're there now. You've been fighting for what you believed in education. Nobody can deny that this is, you've been holding these beliefs for a while. And now, and this is sincere. I'm being sincere. And now you have an opportunity. You're there now. You're right there now. So I would just say, my 2 cents, right? I would just say that no, we don't seem to have all the answers. This is true. So maybe reform, maybe. I would say when we get in the room, and I say we, meaning you and, when you get in the room, just encourage you to continue to be strong enough, that if you find out that there were parts of what's happening that should continue to happen, because now you see information that maybe the rest of us didn't see before, please be strong enough and wise enough to not just hold to what you were saying going in if you find out something's better on the other side. That's a request. That's a request. I'm looking back in my mind at how President-elect Donald Trump looked at that first meeting with President Obama. And a lot of people were studying his body language and studying his facial expressions. And people were coming up with analysis that maybe it was fear. Maybe he was, awestruck. And he did make some comments to the effect of, this is the biggest thing he's ever done. And it's big, big, big. Bigly, right? It's big, 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 right? It's a huge, he's seeing things that he's never seen before. And he's admitting that. And I like that. I like that. And President Obama used the language such as, the job can sober you. There's things you see once you're in the inside, there's a different light on things. So maybe, Mrs. Betsy DeVos, maybe you'll get in there, and once you see all this from the inside, the real inside, you might say, I was right all along. You might say, hey, up full speed ahead, because this is exactly what's going to help all these children. This is exactly what we should do. That might be what you say. My request is just that, since you're there now, you're right there. If you have that moment, like maybe the facial expressions of President-elect Trump, that he gave us, that you tell the people in the room, because you're going to have brilliant people in the room with you. I give you that respect. You're going to have brilliant people surrounding you. You tell them, hey, I'm shutting y'all in this room, and I want you to come up with a different course based on this new information that I'm going to give you, and you can't leave until you come up with a different course. It's not what I really just thought it was going to be originally thought. It's not what you originally thought. But now that we have this new information, there's no way we're going to let these teachers suffer like this. Maybe that's what there's no way we're going to let these other children not have the same advantages, the same access. And we thought we could solve it this way, but there's no way to solve it this way. But so come up with a whole different, maybe it's an entirely different innovation of a way that the educators can be respected and supported, and the children can have the access, and the children can have an effective process. And it may be an entirely different perspective than what you go in there with. And I'm just requesting, because there's so much at stake with our children in the future, I'm just requesting that if that moment hits you, be strong enough and wise enough, please, to look back at everybody in that room and tell them, nope, we got to still make another change to do what's best for these children. Thank you. It's the Sidney Rhodes Show. Sidney Rhodes Show. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Sidney Rhodes Show. The Sidney Rhodes Show. Facebook, Sidney J. Rhodes Jr. Follow us at Sidney J. Rhodes Jr. The Sidney Rhodes Show. You're on the right road. The Sidney Rhodes Show.